Hello and welcome to my Pokemon Journeys, episode 98, the Pokemon Circus, Flareon and Jolteon review. So we've got another Koharu and Eevee evolution focused episode, and takes place at the circus, so I'm sure you know the drill. They meet the character of the day, in this case characters, and Koharu takes the time to get to know the evolution, Eevee copies their move, etc. The group gets to the circus as two performers are rehearsing with their Eevees. Ash and Go actually won a lottery to perform in this circus, but Koharu saw Flareon and Jolteon would be performing and wanted to tag along, as she brings this up to the ringleader. The two trainers, Honoka and Billy, are about to evolve their Eevees. Honoka is a fire-type performer, her Eevee Karen is going to become a Flareon, Billy is an electric-type performer, and his Eevee Rhyme are going to become a Jolteon. Essentially, these two are rivals, and they think their preferred type is superior, and since they're so amped up and arguing with each other, they drop their stones and the Eevees evolve wrong. This is something they're both really distressed about, as it'll mess up their act. They try to swap partners. In the meantime, Ash and Go practice their act outside, and we finally get to see something people have wanted for a long time. Grookey finally uses a move, Branch Poke, to hit a baton. Grookey not using a move for 40 episodes now isn't really something that bothered me, since it isn't a Pokemon that focuses on battling, but hey, the little monkey's got it in him. As they both practice, Koharu goes over to Honoka, who's practicing with Rhyme. And just to not get all confusing, I'll just call Rhyme and Karen Flareon and Jolteon, but I think them having nicknames is important, as that's something that's very personal to them and their trainers, and shows off their bond. Here are Honoka and Billy trying to get Flareon and Jolteon to fit them and their performances, when they aren't with their trainers and the person they feel comfortable working with. They eventually end up going back to their trainers as the other Pokemon perform, of course not fitting in with the typings, and they want to be back with their trainers. Despite being back with them, it just isn't working out. They don't blame their Pokemon, but Honoka and Billy walk away, so Jolteon and Flareon go out on their own and practice together. So the kids go out and practice with them. This leads to Koharu getting Honoka and Billy to come out and see the two evolutions working together. They work for their trainers, and the trainers need to work together for the sake of the show. So Ash and Go's act goes off without a hitch, and up comes Honoka and Billy's act, which Koharu and Eevee are helping with. It goes off remarkably well, combining the fire-type and electric-type powers. And at the end of the day, as they part ways, Koharu is gifted a Thunder and Fire Stone as thanks for participation and helping them see the light. So it's actually pretty interesting that she got the evolution stones. She's had a keepsake from each of the evolutions so far, but she's only overtly got the items to evolve to one of the Kanto evolutions. Maybe that won't be anything too special, but it's worth remembering that the Sinnoh evolutions are now Stone evolutions as well. So this was a pretty alright episode. It does feel really formulaic, but I think it had a pretty good message about acceptance. These two performers were so set in what they wanted, that when it didn't go their way when it came to their Eevee's evolution, they really had to confront the fact that they had to overcome their own biases for the sake of their Pokemon, and for the greater whole. I did like the fact that Jolteon and Flareon were the ones to really get their trainers to overcome their differences. Being split up and then facing their acts being cancelled must have been tough on the evolutions, and none of this was their fault. But they don't give up. They don't feel defeated. They want to keep going and adapt to their new circumstances. And really that brought everything back together. I think in terms of Koharu, this will help her get closer to Eevee as they vow to never be apart, no matter what happens in terms of Eevee's evolution. Which shows the theme of accepting what happens. So I thought this episode was pretty alright. Nothing special, but we're getting close to the end of Koharu's exploration of the evolutions. Let me know how you felt, and thank you for watching.